ain't right. And that guy's 3 beers deep saying every coach should fight. It's the boy with the heat. Now, baby, hold on tight. Yeah, the boys with the heat. Gonna set this mic alight. If your team just lost and somebody better hide. Cause boy, get the heat. Got this whole damn bar on fire tonight.
Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. Before I get into anything, I have to apologize for what is about to happen in the next, let's say 5 minutes. All right. I'm going to get into the ultimate in basketball disappointments. And I think you can understand what I'm going to go to, what I'm going to talk about. What the hell was that from Philadelphia? Like, what the actual hell was that? Winner go home game, a playoff game at home, down 3-0 to the Knicks, and you lose by 30, 144 to 114. Not only that, you bench your starters to start the fourth quarter. And not only do you put in players who are not bench players, these guys aren't role players. These are the bottom of the 5 guys. Some of these guys were signed by the G League not more than a month ago. Whatever. The fans deserve better. Absolutely deserve better than that. That's embarrassing. I've seen more fight from drunk people and homeless people on the streets fighting over a corn dog than I saw in the last 20 minutes of that basketball game. And that's not even a lie. They emptied the bench in the fourth quarter, not at the end of the fourth quarter, to begin the fourth quarter. Now, explain that to me. Explain that to the fans. Explain that to management, ownership. How? What the actual fuck? Like, seriously. Absolutely ridiculous. That was pathetic. 12 minutes left. 12. That's not quitting. That's basically putting your Tinder profile up and saying, fuck that. Before the divorce papers are even signed, I'm out. I'm done. Give up. It's pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. Knicks fans act like they just discovered fire. Oof. Oof. Put the guys in. Meanwhile, Philly's out there looking like they wanted the game to end so badly they could beat the traffic to go home. Seriously. No hustle, no heart, no defense, no pride. Absolutely disgusting. The fans played payoff. They played like a team that just didn't give a shit. That's playoff basketball. Seriously, $400 for that ticket, $2,000 to sit on the front row. Man, the Knicks had been laughing their asses off for that. Ridiculous. I'd be throwing cheese sticks and cheesesteaks like ninja stars out there on the court. They should have been booed off the court. Seriously. Lose 4 games straight. Don't give me this about they played 7 games versus Boston and they put everything into it. They got their asses handed to them in game 1, in game 2. Game 3, they put up a little bit of a fight, but guess what? Still lost. Game 4, they came out. Yeah, the Knicks were shooting the lights out, but guess what? You got to play better. Play better defense. I don't know what to tell you. It was fucking awful. It was fucking awful. And I don't know. I wouldn't have paid the money to be in there watching that shit. That was terrible. And the worst part about it, the NBA expects us to take it seriously. Like, you took that game seriously? Or were they down like 30 at halftime? 40-some end of the third quarter to start the fourth? And then you just throw these guys out there? Half the fans were freaking leaving at the end of the third quarter on a game 4. Winner go home. Absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Playoff basketball, you should just gave everybody free food. Who cares? I mean, I would have rather watched the Wizards in a regular season game than watch what the Philadelphia 76ers did out there. That's how bad it was. Winner go home, all right. Philly went home right before the first quarter. Because I guess what? They were down by 20 after the first 18. Joel Embiid looked exhausted. The defense looked drunk. The bench coming in early. My God, Doc Rivers somewhere out there smiling like, see, told y'all it wasn't my fault. Basically. Knicks fans are going to be unbearable now. I want to give them their flowers, though. The Knicks played fantastic. All of them. I mean, there wasn't a real dim spot for the Knicks at all. Stephen A is going to be like going out there shirtless, screaming on TV, woo, Woo! Spike Lee's gonna be out there dancing like he personally dropped 40 burger by himself. Meanwhile, Sixers fans gonna be out there just dead inside again. Can't get past them. Got past Boston, couldn't get past the Knicks. At this point, being a Sixers fan is like basically dating somebody who cheats on you every single spring, and you still can't take him back because maybe this year feels different. I don't know. No, it doesn't. The city deserved better. The fans deserve better. Hell, the NBA deserved better. Let's be honest. Instead, we got basketball version of a dude faking a flop, coughing so he can leave work early. Absolutely spineless effort. Congrats, Knicks. Philly, see you in Cancun, right? What an embarrassment to the NBA. All right. Anyway, got that off my chest. Fantastic. Uh, the M the NBA. Outside of that, we got the Detroit Pistons playing tonight. Chance to go up 3-1 on Cleveland. Cleveland looks like they might actually have figured out the defense for the Detroit Pistons. That zone, if the threes are dropping, Cleveland seems to be able to move the ball enough to just be able to beat Cade to the corner and get him in foul trouble, and it seems to be their thing. So good for them. But I'm expecting Detroit to come back fired up and take Game 4. Be up 3-1 going home and end it in 5 in Detroit. Can't wait. The NFL schedules came out. I didn't really look that much into it. I do know we got some decent games for Thanksgiving, though. So let me see here. Seattle's opening the season September 9th. That's the one we do know, obviously. So what we got here? Cowboys, Giants, week 1 lock, Monday Night Football. Eagles at Cowboys. Eagles at Cowboys, Thanksgiving Day. And we're going to have a lot of fun there. Eagles, Philly better have a better chance at winning the Super Bowl this year with the Eagles than you ever had. Philadelphia making it to the NBA Finals in the NBA. That was just ridiculous. Ravens, Cowboys, Rio de Janeiro. They said that'll be the biggest international game ever. Yeah, I guess. Rams, 49ers in Australia. First ever regular season game in Melbourne. Melbourne? Saying that right? Gotta be saying it right? Melbourne. 9 international games: Brazil, France, Germany, Spain, Mexico, Australia, and the UK. Thanksgiving and Christmas triple headers. Packers, Lions, Chiefs, Ravens, Bengals, Cowboys, Seahawks expected to dominate primetime slots again. I'm not surprised by any of those except for the Lions. The NFL basically turning the 2026 season into a year-long reality show, holiday games, overseas matchups, and nonstop primetime drama. I love it. I can't wait for it. Pretty soon, once all these schedules get completely released, jump on over to that and actually be able to give you some predictions for the season. But outside of that, it's gonna be rough. It's gonna be rough to figure that one out. Major League Baseball. Looks like the Chicago Cubs have lost 2 games in a row. Finally, the Cubs finally lost a game. Like seriously, they were on that big heater, and they're starting to pitching's starting to catch up to them a little bit here. So let's see here. We did have the Yankees lose 3 in a row to the Milwaukee Brewers. I believe this is the first time that the Brewers have swept the Yankees since like 1984. That's awesome. Judge did go yard again for his 16th, leads the majors. Not a surprise, but big surprise that the Brewers took 3 from New York. Yankees are playing right now in Baltimore. It's just got underway here, and Los Angeles and Cleveland 0-0 in the second. Not a lot going on with baseball. Big surprise though in the NHL. Minnesota Wild actually took one from the Colorado Avalanche. I believe they won last night to make it 2-1. Put the Avs a little bit on their heels there. The Avs got a little bit of toe tapping syndrome there. Got a little edgy towards the end there. Like to see the NHL come up with some kind of thing here where Wild and play again tonight here. What is it? 7 o'clock. Avalanche Wild, 7 o'clock. 2-1, buck 48 favorite for Colorado, 124. You get some pretty decent money to lay on Minnesota if you really want to. Plus 124. I'm actually surprised that that's pretty decent, to be honest with you. There was one thing I wanted. Oh, all right, check this out. So the the WNBA, right? The WNBA had this like their big game the other night. I believe it was on Saturday. It was the Wings versus the Fever, right? Kelsey Mitchell goes for 30 for the Fever. Um, it was just like one of those back and forth games. Like I believe it was they were down by 7 or 8 going into the third quarter. And then they took a 1 point. No, they think they tied it up. They tied 9 points. They tied it up in the end of the third. So going into the third quarter or fourth quarter. And it was just a bang, bang, bang. It was a 107-104 game. Like it felt like an NBA game. Like it was actually like legit. But then you've got these teams scoring in the 90s now. Like now the Chicago Sky got rid of Angel Reese and they're scoring 90 points now. They were scoring like 58, 60. What's up with the WNBA scoring almost 100 points now? Last year, I'm pretty sure like the average was like 78, maybe 80. Now I think the average is almost 100. Weird. Really weird what the WNBA is doing with their product. But more fouls called, maybe. I do not know. But interesting. If they start scoring over 100, you're probably going to see dudes tuning in to gamble on it at the very least. I mean, watching a six-figure basketball game, being able to bet on it, like instead of trying to bet, oh, they're 68 to 55, like that's the score of the game. Nah, we want games in the hundreds. Score 150. I don't care. So the NBA tonight, like I said, Detroit, Detroit Pistons at the Cavs. Cleveland's like 3.5 points. So basically a home favorite by a point and a half because I believe you get a triple, basically. You get 3, 4 points at home. Thunder, Lakers, this game, man, OKC has just put belt to ass for 3 straight games. I mean, the Lakers, like they even when they would come back and they'd be within like 3 or 4 points, they just fall right back into it. And all of a sudden Thunder back up by like freaking 10 or 12 and get a couple free throws. Like LeBron is like just looks like a tired old man out there. I'm sorry to say it, but this you got to retire after this year. You can still score 20 points a game, but it doesn't help when you shoot 8 out of 12 or 8 out of 15. Like, which, okay, you're helping your team out there. And then the second half, you come out and go 0 for 7, 0 for 8. So now you're 7 for 20, 7 for 18. Need some young blood out there. So I got Detroit, OKC finish it off. Detroit will finish at game 5 back in Detroit. So Paul and Mike and Charles are big into WrestleMania. I didn't get an opportunity to go back into it and watch too much of it, but they got some pretty crazy storylines going on in the WWE, and I love it. If you're there for the Danhausen thing, and he's got the whole ESPN thing going, that's cool. It's cool, and he's getting kids and parents even all into it. He's doing a bunch of promos. Like the guy's just all over the place. They're really buying into that, which is cool. If you're a big fan of wrestling, it's even cooler because you get a guy who's very entertaining and very he's a likable dude, and it's like he's just got this persona where it's like he goofs around and he's got all this cool stuff going on, and crazy tattoos and the merch, man, the merch sales. He's up there with that. Loves it. But yeah, I would love to see like a WrestleMania come here locally to Wisconsin. Maybe go to Milwaukee. Let's have one in Milwaukee. I mean, they got that. Let me see, go through here: Fort Wayne, Indiana, Paris, Baltimore, London, Chicago. I mean, that's raw. Detroit, Little Caesars Arena. There you go. Rush Center, SmackDown, July 31st, 2026. If you're around the Wisconsin, Green Bay area, go see SmackDown on July 31st, 2026 at the Resch Center. I have to hit Charles up about that one. Yeah, I made the big rant. I had the big rant about the Philadelphia 76ers. At some point, the NBA, just the product they put out there, they have to at least acknowledge the fact that a team should never do that. A team should never put that kind of effort into it in the fourth quarter. You shouldn't just give up. In a regular season game, if say this was game one even of the playoffs and you're down by 40, yeah, you probably can rest some guys. This is the last game. The last thing anybody wants to do, though, is see players go out there, just not even try. And granted, you put the bench guys in, they tried harder than the starters, I guess you could say that, but that's not the point. That's not the point. Your point is you play to win. You don't play to try. You don't play to put players in there just to take bodies up and take minutes away from the guys that, oh, we're paying this guy $85 million. We got to freaking, we got to save him for next year or the year after. You're there now. You're there right now. Try to win now. It's the loser mentality, the next year mentality. It's absolute bullshit. And it's the part of being a fan. You're not a true fan. Let's just put that out there. If you believe that what Philadelphia did at the end of the game is okay, you're not a fan. You're not a Philly fan. And I'm okay if you're not a Philly fan. And I'm okay if you want to say that. But I'm going to call you out on it. I'll call you out on your bullshit for that. Because not any fan of any team is going to be okay with your team just going through the motions at the end of the game, shrugging your shoulders and going, man, we got our ass kicked. But at least we could have been trying. At least we could have been trying out there. And they could have been. They could have been trying. But no, they were getting belt to ass by the Knicks for 48 minutes. Granted, the bench players came in and they must have played at least 10 points better than the starters did from the third quarter out of the fourth. But man, what a joke. What an absolute joke. Quitters. Not playoff built. That's all I got to say. Well, until next week, something actually is going to pound through and we'll be able to get to that point where we'll get to see the NFL schedules once they're all released. I believe later this week at some point, we'll get that full schedule. And I can't wait to break those down with Charles and Paul. That should be fun and interesting. Until then, go to war with yourself, not your friends. Take care of yourself. Like Charles always says, the world is a much better place with you in it.
Yo, it's time to dip. Lights low and the mic off. Boys with the heat, yeah, we blast like a Molotov. Said what we said, no regrets in the air. If you ain't subscribed yet, bitch, don't you dare. Rate it 5 stars, hit that share like a blunt. Tell your homies, tell your mama we on front. We the truth in the booth, no cap, just flame. If you fuck with the crew, you remember the name. It's goodbye, goodbye to the tribe. We fucking love you, now feel this vibe. Out this bitch with a mic drop kiss. Thanks for riding, we gone, but you won't miss.